Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Samantha Spinks. Before I move forward, if you guys could just hit the like and subscribe button down below, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. So for today's episode, I have a very, very special guest with me today. This is Miss Zara Rivera. She is my feral ass warrior. And believe it or not, y'all, I met this woman on TikTok. I met her on TikTok and she is now one of my besties. So I'm going to go ahead and let Miss Zara take the floor. I'm going to let her introduce herself, what she does, and then we'll get started. And just so you guys know, if you're new to my channel, everything is unscripted, unedited. I didn't come in with questions. My friend here has no idea what I'm going to ask her. We're just going to kind of hang out, two spiritual besties, two feral ass warriors just hanging out, talking about spirituality, what spirituality has done for us, how we've grown, and how we can help you guys. So this is us. And go ahead, Miss Rivera, go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you do, all that fun stuff.
Okay, awesome. Well, my name is Nilzara Rivera, and I am your favorite light language channeler and healer. And I have done a ton of things, just like on the side, hustle type. Like I've done life coaching and spiritual coaching, and I have certifications in a lot of things. I have my degree in applied behavioral science, but I was recently diagnosed. Well, I can't say recently. Last year, I was diagnosed with something called SIRS, and that really catapulted like my spiritual walk. So I've been married 3 times, and after my second marriage, I was just like, you know what? Something here isn't fucking working. It's not working. And so that's when I took responsibility and was like, you know what? I'm the common denominator here, and I got to figure my shit out. I was also very into my Christian roots back then. Both of my first marriages were like to guys that I loved because they were like in the Christian church and like leadership. And I always had this vision that I was going to be like a pastor's wife and all this shit. Anyways, they both ended up being douchebags, like abusive and crazy. So after my second marriage, I was like, this shit's not working. So I just kind of started to explore a little bit, met my current husband. He provided me such a beautiful space to like heal and to get to know myself. And that's when I started deconstructing. So as I'm like building this, trying to build my side hustle of like spiritual coaching and all this stuff, I'm actively deconstructing and I'm actively like shedding layers of the bullshit and figuring things out. And as soon as I felt like I started getting somewhat momentum of feeling more like me, like I'm finally within my what I came here to do, I got super fucking sick. I mean, I had been sick for a really long time, but it hit me really hard. And I developed something called SIRS, which is chronic inflammatory response syndrome.
Mhm.
And it's a genetic disorder that doesn't allow you to detoxify just in general. So our body typically like can identify toxins and can
Mhm.
identify environmental shit and be like, "Oh, we're going to tag it to get rid of it." And my body is not capable of doing that with certain
And you were
things.
just diagnosed with this last year. And
Yes.
when did you start like your full spiritual, like when you started deconstructing, did this also start happening last year?
I
Like
started
that.
deconstructing back so I married my husband in 2018, and I officially like was aware that I was deconstructing in like 2020.
Okay.
And then I went through the IVF process, which was fucking crazy. I don't know if we'll get into that, but no. Anyways, I went batshit crazy with that. So
Hmm.
it was the IVF process made me crazy. And then I got pregnant, and then our house got sick. And I say it got sick because it was extremely full of toxins and mold. And
Hmm.
we found out we remodeled while I was pregnant, not knowing. And that's where I was getting really sick because my body couldn't take in all of the stuff that was developing because of the leak.
Hmm.
And once I had my kid, they were saying, "Oh, it's just postpartum." And I'm like, I don't think this is postpartum. Like my labs are coming back good.
It's crazy how it all linked up. Like it started with the IVF and then being exposed to toxins. And then also, when you're pregnant, your body is already under stress creating another human being. So, on top of that, your hormones are crazy. Everything's wild. You're literally growing another human inside you. And then you're exposed to all this toxicity. And then you have a baby. And then that's a lot of stress. So, maybe it was just like a domino effect of things happening where it like led to the
Really.
SIRS, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Because the hormones, it was way too much for my body. I just couldn't take it. So I was either
Mhm.
going to be like, okay, I'm going to either do a line of Coke right now or I'm fucking dying. And my
Yeah.
husband was like, whoa. And I was like in tears because I just didn't, my body was going chaotic. I felt like I was losing my fucking mind. I don't know why this is changing, but I felt like I was losing my fucking mind. And so that was really hard. It took me a couple years to actually do the full process to get pregnant because I just couldn't handle it. But I didn't know I
Mhm.
had SIRS, which doesn't allow me to detox the excess hormones appropriately. So I was going batshit fucking crazy. So
That's
I
why
had
you
to,
were crazy. It was your
yeah.
fucking hormones. Fuck you,
It
hormones.
was hormones and
Fuck
not being
you,
able to
hormones.
detox, like get rid of them fast enough, you know? So
Yeah.
it was just compiling and compiling. And so, anyways, then I got diagnosed and I was just like starting to see, like, my lab work was starting to come back. They were starting to see issues with my brain function and stuff like talking about brain surgery. And I was just like, okay, I got to get out of here, you know? And so me and my
Mhm.
husband, it was a moment for us, and I brought my kid to Louisiana to stay here while he figured out stuff with the house so we can sell it. But that was huge for me because I felt like I was just gaining momentum. I was just
Mhm.
gaining the momentum of like, I'm here. I'm starting to connect with people on the level that I feel I should be when it comes to my spiritual practice. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, I mean, I was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. Nobody could tell me what was wrong. And so I connected with a functional medicine doctor, and she was amazing. She diagnosed me, and I've been on treatment this whole time. So I'm just now starting to get my feet wet again. But that year of healing, because I was here while my husband was taking care of the house, totally, totally rocked my world. Because there was no
Yeah.
distractions except my son, and there was just nothing. It was just me with me, and that was kind of weird, you know,
Mhm.
and having, of course, the support of my parents. But other than that, that shit
You were
right there,
alone.
I was
Yeah.
alone.
And your functional medicine doctor, since you started working with your functional medicine doctor, do you feel like your health has improved?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
No brain
Yes.
surgery, no medical intervention. It was all holistic healing for you.
Yes, so I did. So the things, it's called the shoemaker protocol. So I had the shoemaker protocol. So there are some pharmaceuticals that I did take,
Mhm.
like cholestyramine. Cholestyramine is made for cholesterol, but they use it to extract mold and things in your body. Because what happens is the detox or the toxins stay in your body and it starts
Mhm.
storing itself in your nervous system
Oh,
in the
yeah.
fatty tissue. So what is that? That's your organs and your
Hmm.
nervous system, your brain and everything. So I did do that for a couple of months. That detox was fucking wild. And then so now we're just kind of following up on treatment with the supplements and stuff like that. So I feel way better. I mean, I've
Good.
lost weight. I have,
Have
you
you
know, I was
changed your diet? Diet
drinking.
has completely changed from
Diet
previous
has
life that you've
completely
had. Okay.
changed. Yes, everything has changed. And then my spiritual practice has just
Evolved.
evolved and grown massively. So as much as SIRS sucks ass, it has been such a beautiful, beautiful thing for me.
Blessing. So, if you could recommend something to any of our viewers, someone who's struggling with a chronic condition or some sort of genetic disorder, or they're immunocompromised and they have this intuition like something's not right, or they want to do something for themselves to make themselves feel better, what would you recommend to them, or what type of advice could you offer them to kind of help start them on their journey to trusting themselves and their intuition as opposed to a licensed medical doctor?
Sure. So I would say the majority of us that end up with a chronic illness or autoimmune is because we have shitty ass boundaries and because we have trauma. So that in itself, right there, if you want to heal from your autoimmune, you have got to learn to be selfish in the most healthiest way.
Amen,
In
sister.
the most healthiest way. You are going to have to grow in a way that you are going to be good with articulating your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and taking up space and giving yourself
Hmm.
permission to be sick. We have to give ourselves permission to be sick, to know what's going on, to listen to our body.
Hmm.
So, functional medicine is great and that's how I've healed, but none of it will work if I'm not energetically changing. It's just like energy work. It's just herbal medicine is great, but if we are continuously in a state where we're putting ourselves in stress, where we think we blow ass or we don't love ourselves and our perception of love is connecting with everybody else and not taking care of ourselves, we're going to continue to stay in this place and we're going to have to be with a functional medicine doctor forever. Not that that's bad. I mean, there are steps to these things, but ultimately we should not have to be taking 72 million fucking supplements every day for the rest of our life in order to maintain some type of stability where we feel half normal. Half of that healing, if we are wanting our body to heal, we have to heal mentally as well. If
Hmm.
we think that our thoughts, feelings, and emotions aren't connected to our body, that's an issue. Everything is within
Within,
us.
it's all
It's
within.
it's all within. Yes, it's all within, but it's it'll come to me, but it's all within us. Our
Hmm.
mind, everything is connected. And so when we heal, we have to see it as healing wholly versus just like I'm trying to heal one part of me. No, if we have autoimmune is our whole body, and that literally means we have to heal our whole body. So I do see regular doctors and I do see my functional medicine doctors, and then with their information I take and I ask myself, I have a relationship with my body and I see what it is that my body needs in that moment.
And I love that you do that because me as a critical care nurse, when I've taken care of patients in the past, they always rely on the doctors. They always rely, okay, the doctor said this, the doctor said this, the doctor says that I'm this, the doctor, da. But I love how you said that. Like it's your body. You're the one who knows your body. You're still seeing a functional medicine doctor. You're still seeing a licensed medical doctor. And with the collaboration of the both, you are taking the information from both parties and really healing yourself ultimately, which I think is really beautiful because, again, like I said, a lot of patients tend to just rely on medical staff like, fix me, make me better, fix me, make me better. But you cannot get better unless you put in the work and you make the change. You change your diet, you change your sedentary lifestyle, your spirituality, and even the fact that you took a sabbatical, that you took that time for yourself and you isolated and you cared for yourself selfishly. You walked away from a life where you had already created a life in order to create change. And I love that about me and you because I feel like we're both on the same page. I basically started mine back in April, quit my job, quit everything, stopped talking to friends, like literally disconnected from the world. And 7 months later, I'm not on any pharmaceutical medication. I am not on alcohol or drugs. And my life is flourishing, as you know, because I've told you everything that's going
Yeah.
on in my life. So I do believe that once people realize that they can heal themselves and that they focus on themselves, they can really heal themselves. So now that we're talking about that and spirituality, go ahead and tell everyone like your spiritual practice. Tell them about your Zoom freaking calls. Y'all, I did a Zoom call with this. Well, it was a pre-recorded Zoom call with this amazing freaking woman. I did a whole episode on it. It was absolutely healing. It was beautiful. And the things energetically that I felt within myself, girl, I cannot thank you enough. I genuinely like it was such a healing experience for me. And Truly, like after I did your video, not even like 3 days later, my life just and I'm not saying it was just the healing that I had with you, but everything that I've been doing since April finally showing up for me in this past week, and the blessings that have fallen upon me and the beauty of my life. At one point I was like, oh my God, I'm getting a divorce. I quit my job. I have no money. I have no friends. I have this. And now it's like, it's all falling together. So thank you so much for your healing experience. It was really beautiful. But go ahead and tell everybody about your pre recorded Zoom calls and what it is that you offer and how you realized that you had these gifts.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I'm excited. So this is something that at first I was really kind of skeptical about because this gift specifically started coming to me before I took my little sabbatical. So I
Mhm.
was doing these on a smaller scale, just kind of like practicing, kind of stepping into it. But I had a friend by Melissa Keenan. She is a book like she has a publishing company, and she is a spiritual coach on sexuality and
Mhm.
sensuality. And we went to school together. We went to high school together, so we've connected, and we both kind of like she wanted light language services, and so we kind of just were mentoring each other.
Mhm.
During that time, she had requested for some specific prayer on certain things. And I'm in my room, my son is sleeping, he's little, he's on the bed sleeping, and I had just bought a pendulum.
Mhm.
And I walk by my purse and God is like, "Get your pendulum." And he was like, he it was a he for me back then because I was still deconstructing. But anyways, and he was like, "Get your pendulum out and make sure that you find a safe space. It shouldn't be in your purse." And I'm like, that's really weird. Like, I just wanted to go pee. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what is happening? So I go and I grab it and I sit down and I'm waiting to respond back to her. I'm like, I'm getting these downloads, but I need your permission first. So permission for me is like really important. So I'm waiting. And then all of a sudden, God just says, tap into her energy. And I'm like, okay, I'm tapping into her energy. I'm like, here we go, tapping into the energy. And all of a sudden, these downloads just started coming. And I started seeing things and hearing things. And I started feeling things on her behalf. And it was beautiful and scary all at the same time because I had Reiki 1 training. I've never had training in any capacity of this kind before. So God was showing me the energy with the pendulum on where I needed to work energy, and was showing me the movements that I had to do and what I needed to do to move that energy. And I was using the pendulum to see if there was energy still there. So that just kind of grew. I'd never experienced anything like that. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I brought that to her, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And so I started doing that for people. I would do a little prayer for them, dedicate like 30 minutes on their chakras, and then I would write notes down, and then I would send a voice memo. And once that started picking up, because I started getting people to request that, I ended up getting really sick, and I'm like, I can't do this right now. So I put that
Mhm.
on pause. So fast forward, I'm feeling better now. And now it's like my gifts are like, whoa, like so much bigger now. And I'm like, all right, God, we're going to do this. We
Do
are
you
going to
think
do
maybe you
this.
had to get sick to really open yourself up as a channel?
I had to get sick in order to prioritize myself the way I needed to.
Right? Okay, that's kind of what I
Mhm.
was feeling. Like, I feel like, especially in the process that I'm in right now, I feel like we have to hit rock bottom to really rise,
Yeah, and not only
right?
that, like for me, it was like very much Captain Save-A-Ho type energy for me, like where I was prioritizing I was getting better
Hmm.
at like taking care of myself, but it wasn't at the capacity because I was asking for big things.
Hmm.
I want this in my life. I want a booming business. I want to be able to help people because the more I can flourish business wise, the more people I can help, right? And so I'm like, I want this momentum. I want to create this thing. And
Hmm.
so what I noticed, what God told me is like, you were asking for big things And so we were having to shift quickly. And the only way, like, I wasn't picking up the signals.
Mhm.
And the only way you listen sometimes is by like extreme pain. And I'm like, fuck, so I see
Bitch,
that.
I know. I know. Oh,
Yes.
do I get that?
Yes, yes. It's like those of us that have experienced high trauma, it's like shit has to be blazing on fire for us to be like, huh, this is not, I don't think this is normal, but let me check it out first, like,
Let me put out the fucking fire and then rebuild again.
yeah,
Again.
yeah. And so I feel like God was just like, it was time. I mean, it's a genetic disorder, right? But
Mhm.
I mean, there was so much stress that it triggered it. There's a lot of
It's
people running around.
11:11. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I literally checked my phone to see how long we've been talking, and it's 11:11.
Perfect.
Spirituality, your pre-recorded Zoom calls. I know that you said I know that during mine you were using a pendulum. So a pendulum is very important to you. Is that
Yes.
how you like read people's chakras during, or like how do you tap into people's energy from a distance? Like I know you did mine, but I'm like, how the fuck did you do that?
I get your permission. So I know I can go into your energy field and I just say, okay, I'm tapping in. So I say your name while I'm tapping in. And once I feel connected, then I resume.
And how do you know you're connected? Because I also know that in the past you have had other clients and they said that they gave you consent, but when it came down to you trying to connect to them, you couldn't connect to them. So how does the disconnection happen? Like how can you I guess educate or tell our audience how we can open ourselves up to this type of healing, this type of transient healing?
Yeah, so I think there's multiple parts of this. Like yeah, sure, I would love a healing, cool, but there's still things on the energetic field that I have to have permission. Like you can't be
Mhm.
like, I give you permission and then like be scared and fearful and closed off and like, what is she gonna see and what is she gonna feel? You have to be open to the process. Like you have to be willing because ultimately I'm just a channel for God. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. And I only go in for the good. I'm not gonna go, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna see, oh, I want to know the details. I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't do any of that shit because it's draining to no. I say, okay, God, I'm tapping into Samantha's energy and I just want to know what she needs to know right now in order for her healing. And if there's any requests, like if somebody gives me a specific request, like you had a specific request, so I
Mhm.
was able to pull oracle cards for you up on that specific request. I'm able to tap into your energy with that specific request. And it took
Mhm.
me a little bit. I felt like I was there, but it took me a little bit with you to kind of like hone in and feel like, okay, because it's like I feel all of it. I feel everything first, like this whirlwind, and then I have to come in. So everybody is different, and the way I feel connected is different. They can give me permission to be there in their energetic field, but they don't give me permission to do things on their behalf. And that could be subconsciously as well. So, I
Mhm.
mean, just being open to the fact that somebody can, on your behalf, with God's intervention, to be able to cleanse energy for you, to open chakras, to see things that are going to be of benefit for you.
Mhm.
So it's not always like happy go lucky information. Sometimes that shit's like gruesome and sometimes it's really hard it's just not all good. Does that make sense? Like I'm
Yeah, no,
seeing
it
shit.
does.
I'm
No, it
seeing
does.
shit. But
Yeah.
I have to see this in order to relay it to you, in order for you
Mhm.
to know that this is your next step. So I
Mhm.
really, this time around, I really want to work with people who are already kind of on
Healing journey.
that healing
Ready
journey.
and open,
Yeah,
right?
because I can piggyback off of that. If you're open, I can rip that shit open for you and I can heal and you're gonna see kind
I
of like
know. I know. I am living proof of that. I was literally like convulsing halfway through the meditation. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Girl, I
Yes.
felt that shit. And it was so funny because even when you had like sent me the recording, you were like, girl, like, wow. Like there was just, and I was like, I know it's because I'm wide open for you. Like fucking
See, and
fix
that's
me,
great.
bitch.
So, having somebody that is open and nurtured a little bit in the spiritual world, it will make a huge difference. Whether you go to me or to Reiki or to CST or wherever, the more open we are, the more that those of us that have these certain gifts can do on other people's behalf.
Mhm.
But not to say, there was people back in the day that were like, "Ooh, I want to see what you can see or what you can do," but they're closed off. And most of the time that means they're closed off to themselves. They're closed off to any type of help. They're not the person to be open with anything. There's times where
Yes.
I've been and I've sat like in their energy field and I'm like, "Are you going to give me something? I'm here." So I just do light language. Part of my healings, so this is they're called distant intuitive healings in light
Mhm.
language. And so all I do is I just tap into your energy and I'll pull some cards because it's healing. So I'm going to do whatever work I need to on your chakras. I'll pull some oracle cards for that to kind of give me some guidance. But other than that, like the oracle cards and the crystals and all that, that's new stuff.
Mhm.
That's new stuff to support me. I didn't do that shit back in the day because I just tapped in. I didn't have spirit guides back then. I didn't have anything. And so now I've grown and it's more powerful, but I tap in and I just be in the moment and then I see what comes through. So it goes through different stages and I wish I had like this black and white, oh, the first stage is going to look like this and the second
Yeah.
stage, but
But it's not.
realistically, it's 45 minutes of me diving deep in to the trenches for whoever is asking me. So sometimes I get visitation from family members that have passed. Sometimes I get, younger versions of them, like their inner child. I get ancestors. And sometimes I just get visions. Sometimes I get my ass. It feels like I get my ass whooped because I'm literally physically like moving. Like God has me digging deep because I can see things. So I'm like, oh, and I'm like moving the energy and like I'm doing some crazy shit sometimes. And then sometimes I get hit with purging.
I
So
was just about to ask you about purging because during mine, you were purging quite a bit. And I feel like
yes,
that was because you knew what I was going through on an energetic level and my own spiritual journey. And you were purging a lot during my distant healing. So, can we talk
yes,
about the purging a little bit?
sure.
And we
So,
can use me as reference. I don't care. I'm telling the world my story. So if you want to talk about mine, you please, I'm giving you consent to talk about the things you felt and the things you saw.
okay, cool. So, yeah, there's just time. So, purging usually comes from when I feel like there's a lot of work in the solar plexus and the lower
Mhm.
chakras. The lower chakras are typically more like foundational pieces for us.
Mhm.
And then, so for us to really hit these higher levels, our lower chakras really need to be stabled and like in place and open and thriving and juicy to hit these higher chakras. And so a lot of the times when people are shifting, they're rebirthing, they're creating new identities, they're leaving old identities and those types of things, I will get a gut punch in the stomach and I'm throwing up, not physically, but spiritually. And it
Mhm.
feels exactly like if I had vomit literally coming out of my mouth. And I'm like, hold on. And so it's just something that spirit has me do on behalf of the other person to get rid of that excess gunk that we hold on to. A lot of it is trauma and ancestral trauma, like generational trauma that we get rid
Mhm.
of. Sometimes I'll do light language and I can see what I'm doing light language for. Sometimes I hear what I'm doing light language for. So there's multiple things that are happening when I'm in this place. Sometimes I'll get hit, like when I got hit with um, Mother Earth with your download and I started crying. I mean, that was like, whoom. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
and I just start crying and I start sharing and those things are like amazing because I get to feel that. She was
Mhm.
talking about the love that she had for you and how heartbroken she was at seeing how heartbroken you were and how hard it
Mhm.
was and it wasn't meant to be this way. And I got to feel that love for you, and that was like my favorite part of yours is like, oh my God, the love that Mother Earth has for her kids is like I've never experienced that before. So there's things where I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then there's things that's like, oh my God, I got to be a part of this. This is so awesome.
And
Because
you know
people
what's
are
so
different.
amazing about that Mother Earth part, that part of the reading or the that healing that you did is a week before I was with another friend of mine who's an oracle card reader, and I didn't tell you about this and I talked about it in my last episode, but we had a witchy night and she is actually mentoring me and helping me with my gifts and tarot and just accessing those realms within my own mind. And she had done a channeling for me when I was with her, and the same thing with her. My mom was present and we talked about Mother Earth and the tree, and it was just
The tree came up too. Hmm.
for both of you. And in that moment I knew that the path that I'm on and the downloads that I've been receiving and the messages that I've been receiving from source, my spirit guides, my ancestors, is that I am on the right path, especially when I had two women who don't even know each other tell
Yeah.
me the exact same thing, who actually really hone in on their skills. I'm still on my awakening process. I'm still learning how to manage my skills, but just the fact of the matter is that both of you guys saw the exact same thing for me, and for me that was truly beautiful because I truly do see both of you as mentors for me, and just to see how we're all connected. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you got to experience that with me. I really am. I'm grateful.
Yes, it was beautiful. So, and there's things I've learned that if I see things during this time to share it because they may not fucking make sense to me. And I might be like, what is this? Okay. But, to the other person, it might be something that they know or that they need for confirmation that this is real or that this is right or that they're on the right path. And so I love being able to do this. I spend about 20 minutes in preparation and prayer beforehand. I
Mhm.
get my oracle cards, my chakra oracle cards, angel cards. I get my crystals out and whatever else I feel that I need to support. Like I have my frog. So whenever I do healings on myself, frogs come up. And so I know frogs were big for you. I usually wouldn't have it on the other person's altar. I would have it on my altar, but my frog stayed on your altar. And I know
Do
that
you
was
know why the frogs are a thing for me? I don't know if you watched the last
I
YouTube
watched the video,
episode.
yeah, and I heard that I was like, oh, I'm just
I
as
just got the
amazed.
chills.
Yeah, I'm just as amazed sometimes, like with the things that come up because I don't know. I don't know. All I know is what God is telling me in that time, but sometimes I don't get reference. So I spend that 20 minutes, I really prepare, and I fill up sometimes like little vases with water because water is a great magnifier. It has codes and all of that stuff. And then I spend 45 minutes on your behalf and I pray, I do light language, I check your chakras, I clear, I open, I do whatever God tells me to do. And like I said, I wish I had more of like, this is what I'm going to do for you during your 45 minutes. I don't know what I'm going to do for you in your 45 minutes because it's your healing and it's what God is saying, like, okay, this is what
Mhm.
they need for that healing. So I do all things. You are going to get, for whoever is listening, you're going to get your oracle cards pulled, your angel cards pulled, your crystals, you're going to have your altar. I do an altar for everybody. And then you're going to get light language and I'm going to work on your chakras. And that's the only solid thing that I can say that I'm going to do on everyone's behalf. But other than that, the logistics of what that looks like is going to be completely different for everybody else, for everybody.
Every single person. And this is so I just want to share with my audience really quick. There was a part where you had said, you don't know what's going to come. You don't know what you're going to say. It kind of just comes with whatever God is telling you to do. And during my distant healing, I don't remember the exact words you were saying because I was like in meditation and I was also in my mind, but you had said something about a massage and a masseuse, kind of like a masseuse. And it was so funny because I literally went to a masseuse therapist that morning. And you didn't even know I
I
went
I
went to a
know.
freaking masseuse therapist that morning, but I got a massage that morning and it was I didn't even know I had a massage until I was dropping off my kid at school and I got an alarm that I had an appointment. I was like, "Oh dang." And I knew that I was going to get your distant healing that day. So I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to make it like a self-care day." So I went, I got my massage, I came home, I did your healing and then after your healing, I took like a 2-hour bath and let it all sit in. And then you pretty much know that the week following your healing, my life drastically changed like overnight.
Yeah.
I definitely integrated that healing into my life. I integrated all the things that you had said. And I knew that it was going to take some time for me to like really feel everything. But it was such a beautiful experience. And I think I was in more shock that it was so freaking beneficial.
Yes, yes, and I'm excited about that. And this is great for the person who is busy. This great is for the
Yeah.
person that's like, I am a spiritual practitioner, but I need extra help, but my life is a little crazy right now, and I need somebody to do something on my fucking behalf. And that's where I
Mhm.
come in. Okay, cool. Give me permission to tap in. If you want me to work on something specific, I will. If not, you're going to get me doing 45 minutes, a recording of 45 minutes of prayer specifically for you, and you get to listen to it at your leisure. How many ever times you want to listen to it, you go back, you can reach out to me, have questions. If you want to have a session afterwards to go over everything, those are all options. But this is created for the spiritual practitioner who is on the journey but is seeing that they just need that extra help, that they just need that extra support until they can kind of rein things in for themselves. And that's where I come in, and that's where I'm going to send that support. I'm going to clear chakras, I'm going to do healings, I'm going to do light language on your behalf. I'm going to tap into your energy. I'm going to give you all the messages that God gives me and I'm going to share all that through video. So,
Ugh.
now I
Truly, your distant healing was just, I don't even have words. All I know is it was so healing and it was beautiful. And I truly am so blessed and honored that we met on TikTok because holy guacamole has my life improved since I changed my life in the most beautiful way possible. I mean, it's been scary. I've had some really, really low days and I've had some really, really good days, but I genuinely do believe that your distant healing helped me in the most beautiful way possible. And I'm so grateful to you for that. Like, truly, like, I wish I could, like, give you my motherfucking heart.
No, and I appreciate you doing that. And I appreciate us being able to talk about it and just being able to share that because I am currently working on putting all of that together and packaging it well and stuff like that to start doing it
Putting a
for,
little bow on it.
yeah, a little bow and start doing that for everybody, starting that again. Because right now, I'm teaching classes and I do lives and stuff like on TikTok and all that, connecting with people and sharing my gifts and stuff. But this, I want it to be very particular and very specific for those who are on the journey because I know that there is a movement out there that spirituality is just like all rainbows and butterflies and it's a crock of
Mhm.
shit. Is
It
it rainbow and
is.
butterflies? Yes. With
Oh, yes.
with
The
with a
shit.
ton of bullshit. You have the rainbow and the butterflies because they like the
You
smell of the
have the
shit. You know what
fertilizer
I
at
mean?
the bottom of the rainbow. That's what I just thought of. You need the fucking shit at the bottom in the fucking ground in order to grow your motherfucking rainbow.
Yes, you need all of that stuff. So like, when if you're a spiritual practitioner and you're doing the work that you need to do, it's not going to be easy. And there's going to be, it gets easier as time goes by where things like situations come up and you can just work through things faster. Like that stuff gets easier. Oh, anxiety is coming. What is it telling my body? And then you know what to do from that. And the spirals aren't as big. But if you are growing, especially if you identify as a healer, like there's things you have to be taking care of yourself. You really have to be on your P's and Q's. And there is things that are if you are expanding and evolving, expansion doesn't feel good all the time.
It
It
does
does
not.
not feel good all the time. And if you're trying to manifest really big things in your life, you have to be just as big and as strong to be aligned to be able to see it happening. Because if you have blinders on and you have trauma and all you're asking for all this shit, but your glasses of life is full of shit, you're not going to be able to see the good
Mhm.
stuff. So you have to clear that out. And not only that, but you have to be strong enough to sustain what it is that you're asking for. And so for those who are wanting it now, it's going to be more of a tornado. It's going to be more of a whirlwind. And some of us are trying to create really big things. We'll see beautiful things in the moment, but that's where I can come in and I can help. I can help clear that excess energy. I can help move things. I can help give you clarity. I can help in those areas to help support in that. Because we need that. I don't care how long you've been in the game. We all need support. We all need
We
prayer.
do.
We all need connection.
We do.
Um, yeah, so
We do.
anyways, I appreciate you allowing me to do this on your behalf because some people are like, I don't know,
And this
and
is the thing, people are never gonna know until they get out of their comfort zone and they try something new. You have to be willing to try something new and try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then you don't have to do it again. But it's like a roller coaster. Like, not everybody wants to ride a motherfucking roller coaster, but if you give it a shot, you might just have the time of your life when you're flipping upside down the roller coaster. But you
yeah,
have to give it a shot, right? So
mm-hmm.
if people are interested in your distant healing, can you tell them where they can find you, what your website is, and all that good stuff so that if they're interested, they can go ahead and reach out to you?
Yes, so this should be up on my website to actually purchase and do by December, January. But if you're interested in it beforehand, I am open to doing it. I'm just working on like the logistic ends of like wording
Mhm.
it and packaging it right now. I can still do it for you. So Light Language Mystic is my TikTok, my Instagram, and it's also my Gmail email. Light Language Mystic at gmail.com. You can just say, hey, I um, I heard about your distant healing gift. I want to inquire about it, and then we can discuss it from there. I'll also give a discount code if you mention this little chit chat that we had today. And my website is right now. It's such a mess right now, but I'm working on it. So it's
We're cleaning
Nilzara.
it up. It's okay. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
we're
that. Clean
cleaning
it
it
up,
up.
baby
I'm
girl. I'm
still in
cleaning
that
up my website too. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm still in that beginning stage where it's like we're slowly putting the pieces together. But it's nilzararivera.offeringtree.com. So it's my first and last name. You can
Okay.
Google me and you'll see some stuff come up, and then my website should come up too. But Light Language Mystic is where you're going to really find me. TikTok is where I'm most active. And I do lives and stuff on there too. And I do classes often. Like I just finished a spiritual gifts class this last weekend, which was awesome. So that'll be up on my website as well. Any class that I do, I post it on my website for whoever wants to connect with it afterwards. But
And just so you guys know, she also does TikTok lives. And I did one of her TikTok lives last week, and she was using like tuning forks and her light language music. And just so you guys know, that's like free. Like, she does her lives for free. So you guys can check in, watch her, get a feel for her, see how she makes you feel. But you really have to be open to getting that healing from her from a
yeah.
distance. So if you guys are interested in just getting like a little taste of what she can do for you, I highly recommend that you guys get onto TikTok and watch one of her lives, because they're it really is beneficial. I did your live last week and I was like, oh damn, I feel better now.
Yeah, yeah. Energy is I can connect to energy from anywhere. Like time, all of that stuff. Like I don't need to physically be with you in order for you to receive healing or to feel a difference or for me to clear your energy. It's just an openness, giving permission to be able to do it and allowing me to do it on your behalf.
So I do have a question, because in my last episode, when I was talking about this distant healing that I had experienced with you, I spoke a lot about telepathy. And I know that I can telepathy. I can't say that word telepathically.
Telepathy?
I
Oh,
know. that I can speak to you telepathically. And I feel like you can hear me sometimes because when I talk to you, like I'm not even kidding, sometimes you'll like text me back or you'll do something or you'll pop up and I'm like, this bitch is in my mind. Like I just think that's really cool. So before I end this, I do want to know what you feel or what your opinion is on telepathy and if you believe that we can telepathically speak to each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, and how many times I would say that either somebody has experienced or witnessed other people finish each other's sentences
Yes.
or be like, I was thinking that too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. And then being able to connect to each other. How many old people that have been married 75 million fucking years can look at each other and know what it is that they want? You know what I mean? That it's having
It's
that
just connection.
connection and
Hmm.
knowing like, yeah, babe, I know, I'll go get it. That's what
Yeah,
telepathy is. So absolutely, yes, yes,
that's
it's a thing.
true. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Do you have any last words or anything you want to say to the audience before we end this today?
I do want to say for whoever is watching that spirituality is, be careful with what you're listening to. Everybody's journey is different, and your journey might be different. And so you want to be careful with what you're listening to and making sure that you have a relationship with your body to intuitively know if that message is for you. Like the message me and Samantha are having right now, that well, we're connected. We already know. We probably come from the same lineage. We're good. Da 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 da.
I'm
But
pretty
for
sure we're from the same Starseed family too.
yes, yes. So, but for somebody else that's on a different
Yeah.
path, for somebody else, like, don't feel like you have to take on things as your truth. Like, it can be our truth and it can end up being your truth in 10 years, but you're not
Hmm.
there yet. But if you're going to force anything, that's not the purpose of spirituality, is you being able to discover yourself, how you are a unique expression of God, building your intuition. And all intuition is listening to your fucking body and going by what your body needs. But there are people out there who are spiritual bypassers or will make you feel some type of way. Spirituality is like, what am I trying to say here? Like, you have to learn how to be selfish. And for some people, that's really fucking uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable because we are chosen. Everybody is chosen, but we have to choose if we're chosen or not. I'm chosen and I'm going to choose to work on my soul contract because I am choosing to work on my soul contract. And
Hmm.
in that, I have to be embodied, is the word I was looking for earlier. I have to be embodied to know what is right for me and what is not right for me. And not to say
Hmm.
that it's wrong what other people are thinking. I mean, there are some douchebags that are trying to manipulate, but sometimes what other people are thinking and saying and doing, it's not right for you right now.
Hmm.
It's not where you need to be. Stay in your lane. Learn your body. Be embodied in your body. Your
Hmm.
answers are within you. And just be careful who you're listening to.
Hmm.
They may not be wrong, but it just may not be for you. You don't have to take everything on because people are like, oh, I have to believe in crystals and tarot cards. I don't do tarot
Yeah.
cards. I don't do astrology. Not, I go by
Hmm.
it. If I know there's a full moon, I know some shit's gonna happen. You know,
Yeah.
I've read my birth chart and I know that that's powerful and that. But do I have a desire to have to know those things? I don't, and
No.
that's okay. That's the beauty of spirituality, is that you get to choose. You don't have to do it all or be all of it. So be careful
Hmm.
what you listen to. Know what you are needing in that time. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I also want to I want to add some whipped cream to that because in my own personal experience, like I'm newly on my spiritual awakening. I'm like 2 years in. I'm just now starting to access a lot of my gifts. But at the beginning of this, like I know that I met you on TikTok, but I really didn't have any guidance. And once I started getting into the spiritual community, I felt a lot of pressure from some coaches, like a lot of people pressuring me to jump into programs or go do this or go do that. But there was just something in my body where I was like, this just doesn't feel right. And then sometimes I'm like, no, but I want to grow. I want to grow. But for some reason, the door would close on me. The door would close on me time and time again. And now when I look back, I'm like, holy shit, that was my body trying to tell me, like, this isn't for you. And spirit is so fucking beautiful because it led me exactly to the people where I was supposed to go to. And sometimes the closed doors felt shitty. Like, oh my God, I don't have the money to do this program. Like, I really want to do this program, but ultimately, God is going to put you exactly where you need to go. And so I just want to add on to what she said. Like, don't ever feel pressured to do something or like you have to do something to become a healer or to become a spiritual person, because deep down your body knows. Like, we're ancient, we are divine fucking beings, and you have to trust your gut. You have to just, if your body is telling you like, it's probably not the right thing, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I've been learning to listen to my body. I've been going through like a revolving door for the last few months, and after your healing, I stopped the revolving door. I went inside the building. I'm not, you know
Yes.
what I mean? When
Yes.
you like play in those revolving doors like a kid, that's exactly what I was doing for the last few months. And then within the last couple of weeks, I stopped playing. I was like, okay, Sam, it's time to go into the building. So
Yes.
I'm now in the building. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for being such an amazing fucking feral ass warrior. I love you
Yes.
so much.
I
And
love you
I think
too.
that what you're doing is absolutely beautiful. And I cannot wait to see you grow. I can't wait to see your business grow. I can't wait to see our friendship grow. And whoo, girl, I love you. Thank you
I
for
love
being
you
here
too.
for me today. I really appreciate you. And again, you guys, if you guys are interested in any type of distant healing, please head over to Light Language Mystic on TikTok, on Instagram, or lightlanguagemystic@gmail.com. And as
Yes.
always, if you guys want to rewire your brain with Mr. Dr. Joe Dispenza, there's a link down below. If you guys want to do any type of holistic healing, there's sacred relations healing and just be. And just like my friend here, I'm putting a little bow on my business too. And my coaching business is going to launch. And if you guys are interested, just hit the link in my bio. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel down below. And hit up my motherfucking bitch here.
Yes. I'm on YouTube too. I forgot, but I'm there too.
Well, you
So yeah,
should use your YouTube. Let's market your fucking YouTube, bitch. She has a YouTube,
I
guys. Go
have a
check her out
YouTube
on
too. I
YouTube.
just I'm in my lane and I can only manage one social media right now. So
Girl, I know. I'm manifesting a social media manager, social media
yes,
manager.
come to me. See
Ask
my
and you
stuff and
shall
be like,
receive.
I want to help you. Yes.
Yes, amen. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I love you. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed fucking day. Namaste, bitches.
Okay, bye.